Welcome to the Credible Sources and Where to Find Them workshop, presented by the Writing Center at Trident Technical College. We hope that this information helps you as you craft your academic assignments. The first step for any assignment is to gather ideas and create content. Where you go to find that content depends upon the purpose of your assignment and the audience who will read it. To draft a personal reflection essay, you will have to pull ideas from your own mind and memory. To draft an argumentative or persuasive essay, you will need to gather information from academic sources and sometimes popular media. To draft a literary analysis essay, you will not only need to read the specific text or piece of literature, but you may also gather information from academic sources. So let's dive into those different types of sources. You will often hear your instructors speak about academic sources. What exactly are they, and how are they different from popular sources or popular media? Academic sources are texts written by and for people who have considerable training or knowledge in a particular field. These sources may include academic journals, professional magazines, college or university reports, government documents, books, and essays. For example, the Journal of the American Medical Association is written by and for doctors and other medical professionals. In contrast, popular sources are those that are created for general audiences. Their content may reference or summarize academic materials, but it is written in such a way that the average person can understand it. Popular sources include newspaper or magazine articles, documentary videos or films, business or organization websites and books. Some popular sources that you might have seen are the Washington Post, Science Daily, and the Discovery Channel. Sources can also be classified as primary or secondary. Primary sources are original works that are written or produced by the author. They express the thoughts, words, and actions of an individual or group of people. Primary sources may be historical documents, literary works, speeches, diaries, memoirs, government documents, and academic or observational studies. Some primary sources you might have read are the Declaration of Independence and Anne Frank's Diary of a Young Girl. Secondary sources are works written by an author who collects and interprets the data of others. They include scholarly books and articles, biographies, and literary critiques, as well as reference books and textbooks. You will often use secondary sources when you're gathering general information about a topic. Once you have collected some sources, you can use the information on this slide to help you determine the types you have. Although the title often gives you a clue, look at the author, the publisher, and the text components or characteristics to figure out the type of source. An academic source will often be written by a professional in a particular field and published by an academic journal, professional organization, college, university, or government entity. In contrast, popular sources are often written by staff writer or journalists. They can be published by a magazine or newspaper, in print or online. Let's see if we can use this information with a real-life example. Your assignment is to write an informational report on the vicuña, an animal similar to the llama. Using the library database, two sources pop up. The first article, the one on the left, is titled Saving the Vicuña, the Political, Biophysical, and Cultural History of Wild Animal Conservation in Peru. It was published by the American Historical Review. Even if you are not familiar with the publication, The title, the fact that it has a volume and issue number as well as abstract, gives a clear indication that this is an academic source. In contrast, the article on the right from the Tourism and Nature section of the Bolivian Express magazine is written in easy-to-read language, and its URL includes the indicator for a blog post. All of these clues tell us that this is a popular source. While you might want to read the article from the magazine for background information, for your research paper, you're going to need more academic sources. Remember, the title of this workshop is Credible Sources. So what exactly does that mean? What is a credible source? Well, when we are talking about a source being credible, we are saying that it will provide accurate, reliable, and trustworthy information. To determine if a source is credible, you might ask yourself these questions. Who published the source, and where is it being shared? An article about heart disease on the American Heart Association website might be more credible than one found on Bob's Heart blog. You can also look at the credentials of the author. Again, a doctor sharing information about heart disease is a little bit more believable than that guy, Bob, the owner of a Krispy Kreme store. Another important indicator of reliability or credibility is timeliness. If you are searching for information about cell phone technology, an article from 1985 might not be the most reliable. So now that you know about all the different types of sources, how do you get started finding academic sources, the ones you need for your college assignments? The first place to visit is the Trident Technical College Library, in person or online. On the library homepage, you will find links to reserve guides by subject, library databases by subject, Pascal, an interlibrary loan service, and the physical holdings of the library. To access the databases, you will need to input the username and password that you usually use for accessing your college email and courses. Once you are in the databases, you can input search terms and limit the results by date, type of publication, and a variety of other factors. If you decide to search for sources online, consider government websites. The URL usually ends with .gov. University websites, the URL usually ends with .edu, and Google Scholar. But you're thinking, what about Wikipedia or Google? Can't I just use them to find sources? Well, most instructors will agree that dictionaries, handbooks, and encyclopedias, like Wikipedia, are a place that you can start to get general information from a topic. They often provide external links to reliable sources. These are the ones you want. However, sources like Wikipedia are not academic sources, and they should not be used for college-level research. Google is a completely different beast. Its basic search engine ranks search results on a variety of factors completely unrelated to credibility. If you want to use a large open search engine, consider Google Scholar instead. This engine allows you to limit your search results by date and relevance, and it allows you to archive the articles you find. A quick word of warning about searching online for sources. If you find an article from a business domain beginning with .com ending in the URL, take a moment to look critically at the website. Some national publications, such as popular magazines and newspapers, are published on websites that are actually registered on the internet as businesses. Their information may be credible and useful in your research. However, articles published on a corporation website, let's say Nike or Coca-Cola, might have some internal bias. The article may promote the use of their product or may provide a skewed viewpoint of their particular industry. While these articles might be useful if you're writing a paper about that particular business, they should not be considered academic sources. In addition, articles found on political websites, news opinion websites, the editorial pages of newspapers, and wiki sites, as well as personal blogs, videos, and social media posts, are not considered academic sources. They might provide some background information, but they should not be relied upon for your college-level research. Now here's an interesting question. Should you use digital or physical sources? This means, should you rely on online sources, or should you locate and use physical books and journals, things you can touch? This is really a matter of preference and access. It used to be that you had to go to a college or university library to locate and read academic sources. However, now in an effort to reduce printing costs and to use less paper, most sources can be accessed digitally. Also, even primary sources have been digitally scanned by universities and museums, so the average person can have access to them. For example, if you are searching for information on World War II, you can access online the archives of the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum to read newspapers and to view actual film footage produced during that time. As noted on the bottom of the slide, please do not use the citation generators found on database websites. They often make mistakes when formatting the information to suit the MLA and APA guidelines. A better strategy would be to use the Little Seagull Handbook or the Purdue OWL website for information regarding how to create your in-text citation and works cited or references page. One component of academic research that you might not be familiar with is the annotated bibliography. The purpose of this is to help you, the writer, to look critically at your sources. In addition to citing the source correctly in either MLA or APA format, you will also include a paragraph or two of additional information that addresses the source's relevance to your research topic and the accuracy or quality of the information. As outlined here, in the paragraphs, you will identify the type of the source, book, article, film, a brief summary of the work, the background and credibility of the author, and any special features of the work. You will comment on the quality of the research or information in the source, as well as how you will use the information in your paper. Finally, please remember that the Writing Center at Trident Technical College is available for all students free of charge. You may stop by for in-person tutoring during our office hours, or you may reach us online through our Talk Chat feature or email. Consult our webpage for our hours of operation and links to helpful handouts. Please know that our mission is to help you become a confident, skilled writer. Thank you for taking the time to watch this workshop.